Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing explanations for the 50-second hexagram in I Ching called Keeping Still. The image is actually two mountain trigrams on top of each other. So it gives us this image of two big mountains standing still. So first signal means you're going to face a lot of blockage in front of you. So there might be some sort of forced stoppage, forced challenges that you're encountering. And the second meaning behind these two mountains standing there is they're kind of facing back to back to each other, meaning there are not a lot of good connections or kind of harmonious flow, or there's any amiable relationship. It's very lacking of that. It's a bunch of kind of two things in isolation of each other. So that's kind of the starting context for this hexagram. What this one is teaching us is what should you do in a time of stability or kind of lack of progress. It's teaching us two key points. One is know your boundaries. Don't be so ambitious or greedy to the point that you go out of your boundary too far. You're doing something way beyond your positional power or authority level or your competency level, right? Stretching too far. That will incur more danger than help. And the second piece is about the right timing. Sometimes it's super prosperous to move, take action, whereas other times it's actually more beneficial to keep still. This is the time it's more advisable to keep still, retrieve, take a defending position versus being super aggressive. I'm gonna go get it. This is not the right time for that. So that's the teaching and wisdom of this 50-second hexagram. And if we look at individual lines, the first one is saying that stop at your toe and keep your whole body still. Then you will incur no blame. What does that mean? It's saying that if you understand the situation and assess it accurately, you know it's not favorable. Timing-wise, it's actually the time to sit still. Then stop from taking even the initial first step. Stop your heart from wanting and desiring. That's what's typically causing action, right? Keep your heart still, then your body will follow. Then you won't incur extra danger or risks for yourself. And moving to the second line, this is more kind of the image of our calves and on the leg. It wants to move. That's its nature and default setting. But it's actually caught in between your toe, your foot, and your thigh. So even though I might have this motivational desire to move, I get caught in, I'm over influenced by those two body parts surrounding myself, and I cannot control my own destiny. Especially if the foot below me wants to stop and keep still. I can't move without moving my feet, right? So I'm forced to keep still as a result. So it's kind of a forced one. Like by default, you'll have the same result as the first one because you're keeping still. You won't have any blame or incur any risk for yourself. But you might have some sort of a helplessness or unsatisfactory feeling within because it's not all of your own will, all of your own desire. You're kind of as a follower position. So that's why even though the end result is the same as the first one, the whole experience can leave you feel unhappy, unfulfilled. The third one is a fairly dangerous one. The reason is this is a yang line in the middle of all this yin line, right? It's saying that this is kind of our waist area. Your human body is supposed to flow consistently, and your heart is the pumping blood and all other organs, and it's all interconnected. But you suddenly insert a yang line, like locking a door with that big wood block, closing the door, and forcefully creating a barrier and stopping the natural flow. And that's actually the wrong thing to do, because keeping still like a mountain is meaning that your heart needs to be the starting place. Your heart needs to stop all those desires and greed and wants, either money, material, wealth, positional power, authority, social status, whatever, all of that stuff. That's typically the reason that tug at your heart to take action. It's saying forced and rigid tension to stop that. It's a very temporary thing. Eventually, that desire, you hold it down too much, you're just gonna come back with a vengeance and erupt with a hard rigor. And that's gonna incur a lot of danger and risk. It's saying that stoppage needs to come from your within, your own willpower, your heart and desire. Control it at that level versus forcefully controlling your body. It's gonna cause anxiety, tension, risk, and discomfort. The fourth line, this is kind of another one that's saying, oh, keep still, you recognize the timing correctly and you know your boundaries. So you can successfully preserve yourself from all the surrounding dangers. But it's not saying you will achieve great accomplishment or good fortune. That's not the case at all. It's more like a very flat, neutral condition. Preserve yourself to the point of no risk. That's it. It's kind of similar like investment. This whole hexagram is more towards that risk-free, low-risk style, maybe bond compared to high-risk stock, right? Typically, the higher the risk, the higher return. So if you take this low-risk approach, definitely you will averse a lot of loss for sure, but you're also not going to get a lot of gain. That's the flavor of most of these lines. Is like no blame, no blame. Forced one gives me unhappiness, and I focus on my self-preservation, keep still. I preserve my stability, no risk. So again, neutral, no blame. It's a bunch of neutral results because of that very cautious style. The fifth one, it says stop moving your cheeks. That's like simplifying, don't talk too much. Typically, the wise people know when to talk, when to be quiet. They find the right, proper timing, and it comes out very concise and logically. That's what smart people do. You know when to stop this talking and movement. So orderly, cautious speech will ensure no remorse. Again, it's teaching us the conscious behavior of controlling your brain, controlling your output. That will give you kind of this same no remorse, no blame, neutral results. So from the first to the fifth line, it's all talking about at different situations. How do you preserve yourself from danger, from risk, so that you can stay still? Not a lot of gain, nor a lot of loss. Keep yourself safe. But looking at the top line, that's the ending stage of this mountain hexagram or keeping still. Has this same teaching of the act of non-doing in Taoism. Is teaching people that non-doing is not about being lazy and being super passive or not trying. No, the teaching of non-doing is go follow the law of the nature. You understand the rhythm of nature. When it's not time to move, my heart understand it, recognize it. I want to be in sync with that rhythm of timing, so that I know eventually all these things change, the timing change. It's all like a cyclical kind of curved progression in the circle, constantly going the same round and round and round. So if you have this grander universal view on things, then you naturally will have a solid tranquility from within your heart, and that will dictate the act of non-doing, go easy, go with the flow attitude and behavior. That actually, from not chasing after something too hard, amazingly things will be attracted by you and they will come to you. So the end result is you will incur a lot of good fortune, a lot of awesome things happening to you, because you've experienced this different type of self-control, letting go, not letting your desire control yourself. And at the ending stage, you master that skill, master that, like, your consciousness and subconsciousness is not like a slavery relationship. It's in a very balanced state, and you recognize you're just part of nature, so you should go with its own rhythm. And that's very non-forcing, very organic, going with the Tao, the law of the universe. Because of that, you can incur a lot of good fortune and positive outcome. So that's the teaching of the 50-second hexagram. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.